All righty, Jeannie, if you want to take a go ahead and start on your Q Center, and we'll jump right through. You're muted for right now.
Do I need to click something to share, or did you do that?
At the very bottom, you should have that green share button, share screen button.
Yep. Okay. Okay. Can you see it, Amanda?
Sure can.
Okay, great. Thank you. Hi, everybody. My name's Jeannie Hahn. I'm the Director of Sales at Q Center. I'm also the account manager for this group that we have coming in November. So Amanda was nice enough to let us come in early and just take a few minutes to tell you about the property and give you some information before you arrive. And so that's what I will be doing today. Let's see. Okay, so what you're looking at right now is just kind of an overview of the campus, okay? So I'm going to take you through arrival all the way to departure so you can see exactly what it will be like when you get to Q Center. So first and foremost, I see there's a chat. We have other Q Center employees on this call, so please ask them questions. Reservations are open. However, we have very little reservations that have come in. So please, please, please start making your reservations. There's a link that was set out. You can make them through that link. It is one at a time. If you need any help, I know Trisha's on this call too. You can email the front desk or call them and they will help you make your reservations. It's really critical that we get you in the system before blocks fill up and room types. And I'm going to walk you through everything that's offered during your stay so that when you do get on property, it'll be really easy for you to navigate the space. So a couple things, and I know Trisha's on, she may put some of this in the chat. Check-in is 4 p.m., check-out is 11. If your room is ready, we'll get you in before 4 o'clock. Temperature, let me get that over with. So it's going to be November. It could be very warm out. It could be cold out. Regardless of that, we always tell people to bring a sweatshirt or sweater to the meeting rooms because they can run cold sometimes, especially when we have very large groups. We try to keep the temperature a little bit down because it can get warm in there. So what you're looking at here is the North Circle, the globe, and that's where your car will bring you to drop you off to the Welcome Center, which is essentially our front desk. To the right of that is the A building and also the fitness center down below there. A building, B building, C building, and Q towers are where our guest rooms are. The fitness center is open 24/7, so you can bring your workout clothes and work out. We also have a lot of paths around the center that you can run on. You can bike on as long as it's not snowing out. You can take a bike out in a helmet. You can take that down to the Fox River, which runs along this way. You can bike and run down there as well. It's beautiful. I guarantee you'll see wildlife. You'll see deer. You'll probably see a bald eagle, fish. I mean, it's pretty amazing, especially in the fall. So when you arrive, you'll go to the Welcome Center, which is also the front desk, and that's where you will check in. So as you walk in, I'm going to kind of show you where you will line up to make your reservations. If we have a lot of people coming at the same time, this area is very large. So you can spread out, you'll get your key, they'll tell you where to go. We've got this really nice sitting area here too. Down this hallway is to A building and the fitness center. Outside these doors here are the globe and the arrival circle that I pointed out to you before. You will come right in here and this is where you'll check in and get your room key and directions on how to get to your space. They'll probably also give you a list of all the different hours of operations of some of our bars or activities. If we have yoga going on or a lead run in the mornings, they'll let you know all of that upon check-in. So now I'm going to talk to you about the 3 different room types. So when you go to make your reservations, we'll actually have 2 room types available for you, our standard room and our executive. Our standard rooms are our smaller rooms that are twin bed rooms. It's an extra long twin bed. So if you're 6'4", no problem. These are well-appointed rooms. The nice things about these are we do not have share widths here. So everybody gets their own room. You see you've got your sleeping area, your workstation, your flat screen TV, your vanity, coffee. Over here's your closet and your restroom. So that's your standard room type. The other room type option is our executive, which is essentially just kind of a standard hotel room with a queen size bed. So you can see the difference here is obviously it's a larger room. You have a sitting area, a bigger workstation. You've got your flat screen TV, your dresser out here with your coffee. And then I will show you into the restroom so you get an idea. So inside the exec rooms, the vanity is on the inside, whereas the standard is on the outside of the room. You have your toilet and your shower behind here. So far we showed you where you arrive. You'll get dropped off here. You'll come into the Welcome Center. They'll tell you where your room is. It'll be A building, B building, C building, or Q tower. Over here is our courtyard. It's a nice outdoor space that you can cut through to get to your meeting room or to your sleeping rooms. Here we have 2 outlets that serve drinks that are not part of your package. Everything else is part of your package. So if you're staying overnight, you're getting breakfast, lunch, dinner, AM and PM breaks, plus your guest room. So it's really awesome, and everything is a buffet. So the best example I can use, if any of you have ever been on an all-inclusive or maybe even on a cruise ship, that's what it's like minus alcohol. So I'm going to show you these 2 venues. These are not included in the package. This is the bistro bar. They do have some food here that you can order, like pizzas and grab and goes and sandwiches and pops. The brick oven pizza is back here. This is a cafe bar that's a little bit more quiet. We've got plenty of TV screens if you need to watch, if you want to watch sporting events. It's casual. It's kind of a little bit more quiet than the Fox bar. You can sit and relax after a long day or even take a break. Out here is the courtyard. What you're seeing, I'm going to show you a couple different angles of that courtyard. This video was actually taken in the fall, so this is very similar to what it will look like when you're here. We have really great fire pits. There's music throughout the entire courtyard. You can walk through this path. There's benches everywhere. Where right now there's a lot of flowers and Adirondack chairs, but this is what it will look like when you're here. So just to get our ground of where we're at, there's the globe. Over here was the check-in area at the lobby. There's A building, B building, C buildings over here, and the bistro is right there where we just were. So that is our bistro bar. The other outlet that we have is called the Fox. So we were just in the B building and the bistro. I showed you the courtyard. The Fox is down here by C building. It's a lower level bar. It has a lot of activities, and all of them are free to any of our guests that go into the Fox. So we've got this kind of life-size Scrabble on the wall, tons of flat screen TVs to watch sporting events. We've got the sand kind of shuffleboard, pool tables. And again, all of these, there's no cost. You've got your English darts, backgammon, checkers or chess, excuse me, foosball, more shuffleboard, pool tables. And this is a really cool arcade game that's got 400 different, like kind of old school arcade games. It's really cool. So that's the Fox Bar. The next thing I'm going to show you as you navigate the property, again, your sleeping rooms are here. And one of the great things about staying over is you can literally get up and go right to breakfast. You could have your coffee in your room or go to breakfast. Breakfast is served in the lower level. So all your meals will be served in this dining area. I'm going to show you what the dining room looks like. There's plenty of seats for everybody. When you come down, this is some of the seated area. It's kind of a horseshoe, the veranda or the rotunda. I can only show you this view of the buffet stations because we didn't film the other part because it wasn't open all the way. But there's this little one here, but then it horseshoes all the way around of more buffets. So the nice thing about staying here and having your meals here are that it's not like when you go to a banquet, you kind of get what you get. Here, there's a ton of options. So you're going to have, if you're gluten-free, dairy-free, nut-free, vegan, if you like fresh foods, maybe you like to build your own burger, you like pizza, you like fries, or you just like a piece of chicken with veggies, you can get that here. Everything is labeled. If you have a severe allergy, we always ask that you let us know so our chef can talk to you. But we've got something for everybody here, and that's for your breakfast, lunch, and dinner. In the event that we may be doing box lunches for your group, There's a lower level dining room that's closer to your ballroom, and that's where you would pick up your box lunch, which would have a full with your sandwich, your chips, your cookies, fresh fruit, and then your drink stations. There's drink stations throughout. Here is all your sodas on tap, your coffee, tea, decaf, all the fixings for your coffee. And then of course we have desserts that are served with your lunch and dinner meals. And not to mention we have soft serve ice cream. That's awesome. It comes with all the toppings. Everybody loves that. So that's our dining room. Before I show you where all of your meeting space is going to be, I'm going to show you a central area so we can just kind of ground ourselves. Here was our area that we arrived in. You're going to check in here at the front desk. A building, B building, C building, and Q tower are guest rooms. Q tower dining here is where you will eat your meals. After that, maybe you want to meet people before you walk over. This is kind of the central area before you get to our meeting space. All of the meeting space is here. So when you look at it on this map, it makes it a little bit more simple to navigate once you get here. This is the central area. We call it the BC. It's the business center. So I will kind of show you so you can see where you're at. So if we turn around this way, down this hall at the very end where you see the glass is the Fox Bar. To the right and left are guest rooms. There's a set of stairs that go down here. That goes to Q dining. Outside these doors is the courtyard we spoke of and the bistro across from there. So I'm going to show you a little bit more of the BC. This is one of our nourishment hubs, which I'll get into more detail once I get to your meeting space. This is a nice place to sit and relax, meet up. If the weather's good, you can go out on any of these rotundas. There's great views here. We are on 95 acres of land and it's pretty much all forest. So it's really beautiful, especially in the fall. Here's the business center. You'll see someone there. Sometimes we'll have a front desk person there too. If you need any help, if you need anything printed, copied, what have you, they can help you with that. So we just were in the BC area. Now we're going to head over to your meeting space. You are in the Fox River Ballroom, which is over here, an E building, which is where some of your breakouts are. Not your breakouts, but office space. So I'm going to show you that. So you are in, the way this was filmed is got it broken up. So you've got 4 of the 6 sections here, and I'm going to show you the other 2 in a minute. But this gives you an idea. This is a 20,000 square foot ballroom. Gives you an idea of where you're going to be while you're with us. Now I'm going to go outside these doors and show you kind of how you get here. And you'll remember this when you get on property. So down this hallway to the right are stairs that go up. Those go up to Q Tower Dining where you eat. They also go up to the business center, and that's where it all leads back to your guest rooms. Okay, so you're gonna, as soon as you get here, you're gonna be like, oh, there's that hallway she showed us. Now we're gonna go down to the other parts. These doors here all open up to the Fox River Ballrooms. That's where you will be. You will be entering through one of these doors. Most likely you'll have maybe some of Argonne people here checking you in. Maybe it's a help desk. So these are 2 of the 6 sections I wanted to show you because this is a windowed section that goes out into our north reception area, which is where one of the nourishment hubs are. You will be sitting in rounds, obviously not like this, but half rounds. These are the chairs you'll be in. They're extra wide banquet chairs, so they're very comfortable, especially when you're sitting in a meeting all day. And there's what the front of the room looks like. This is set for a social event, but you can get the idea. We're going to go outside this door so I can show you a couple features. This is a nice small patio just to get some air. Right down this way is the Fox River. It's gorgeous. This is one of those nourishment hubs. So this is where your AM and PM breaks will be. Let's just say you're not a big breakfast person. You can head straight down here, even if it's really early in the morning, you'll still have breakfast options. You may have a hard-boiled egg, homemade energy bars, croissants, chocolate croissants. There could be different pastries there, plus whole fruit, sliced fruit. There could be grapes. So there's something for everybody. And the PM, that's where you maybe have chips and salsa, pita and hummus, M&Ms, goldfish, sliced veggies, whole fruit. So we make sure that you are kind of eating all day. I promise you will not be short on food. Over here is where your sodas are. So you can reach in there and grab it whenever you want. That is for you to take. Over here is going to be all your coffee all day long. So you can just drink as much coffee as you need, coffee, decaf, and tea. Here we have watering stations. While you're here, you'll also see tables set up with fresh water that's flavored with different fruits. So we do have cups and straws and lids. These are shorter stations. So if you want to bring a water bottle, I would recommend bringing a shorter one that fits under the spout. If not, we sell Q Center water bottles in the gift shop, and they're really inexpensive just to take, so you can walk it around with it while you're here. Save you some cups. So those are the nourishment hubs. And like I said, this is into the ballroom. It's down that hallway. You'll have access to that. The last thing I'm going to show you is E. So the E building is just down the hallway from your ballroom space. These are on every floor. These are really great collaboration areas to break away. The other thing I didn't mention, all of these hallways down the smaller classrooms have writable walls. So you'll probably see a list of maybe the hours of operation of some things that we have going on. If we have yoga or running, it'll give you the times. You'll probably see trivia questions for the day, and you can write on these. Maybe you're taking a break with someone to collaborate over something. You could write on these walls. You can plug in your laptop to these screens here. This furniture was made to move. So the reason it's so small like this is we want people to be able to brainstorm, sit, relax, move chairs around, meet, or just simply look outside the window at the river. And by the time you're here, you'll see the river because all the leaves will be gone. It'll be great. The end of this hallway, just to get our bearings, is the north reception where that nourishment hub was, and the ballrooms. On the sides here are the different breakout classrooms. I don't believe any of you will be in these, but I will show you just in the event. I think there's some office there for contact offices. So here's one of those classrooms. Okay. And if I go outside this door here, at the very end is the north reception in the ballroom. And then the other way is the collaboration space that we already saw. And again, you can walk around. Like I said, I want to just reiterate the food. If you see a pop cooler or food somewhere, that is for you to take. When you are on the package, it's like being in an all-inclusive. That is your food to take, with the exception of the Fox Bar and the Bistro. Those are to order, and you have to pay for those. So that, I'm just going to reiterate a couple things here. Your arrival, your lobby, your welcome center, A building, B building, C and Q tower is where your guest rooms are. All your dining is going to be in this section. When you walk down this way, your meetings that you will be in for the duration of your here will be in the Fox River Ballroom, okay? You are also welcome to go outside and cut through these ways if you want. People do that a lot, especially the courtyard. It's just a really pretty area to sit and relax. And again, you are welcome to use, it's part of your package, the bikes. There's sports fields. So if you want to check out a basketball, we have, I think, 6 different sand volleyball courts, multiple basketball courts. We also have Frisbee golf. So you're welcome to use those while you're here. Just go to the front desk and ask to check out one of the balls. So that is it for me. I hope if there were any questions, hopefully we were able to answer them in the chatter. But again, I see Trisha was answering some of these. Please, please, please get on to the Passkey registration site. Make your reservations so you get the rooms that you want. I can't say this enough that you really want to stay here. It makes the experience so much better so that you're with your teams. You can get right out of bed, go get your coffee, or maybe go work out and go right to breakfast. So don't miss out on that. And if you need help, Trisha and her team are here to help you. So don't hesitate to call or email us. That's what we're here for. I think that is all I have, Amanda. I think that was it, unless there's anything you could think of I didn't bring up, since I think you've been through this tour multiple times.
I sure have. I don't. I think that was great. Is there any questions from anyone that maybe you were waiting till the end to ask? As Brad said, great job.
No, I don't think I see a new chatter come through.
Anything in the chat. Well, again, for anyone that's on and you're thinking about it on the cusp, as Jeannie stated, just be mindful of the time frame. For those that are thinking of being in person, feel free to reach out to me. Everyone knows my email for sure. We can get you that link. Otherwise, as they placed it here in the chat right now, for those folks that are on the call here, you're welcome to kind of take a look around and see what they have. But otherwise, thanks again, Jeannie, for giving that
Yeah,
tour again. We appreciate it.
of course. I can't wait to see everybody in a few months. We're super excited to welcome this group for the first time to Q Center. So we'll see you in a few months, everybody.
Thanks, Jeannie.
All right, bye.
Thanks. All righty. Let's get started here. I'm gonna share another screen, everyone. All right. Happy, as I mentioned before, I think it's Wednesday. I should know this by now. So thank you all for joining. So today we're going to go over the CyberForce program as an overview, and I will ensure that we leave plenty of time to hopefully allow you all to answer or ask as many questions as you'd like. In regards to, I'm going to guess mostly the CyberForce competition, but I do just want to make sure for those that are new to the overarching program, what we do offer as a whole for the CyberForce program. So because I'm not that smart. So for those of you that either can't see my face on the side, this is me, I'm Amanda. I lead the national lab side of the competition and program on behalf of the Department of Energy. So that's my lovely dog, Mo, who's my best friend. So I just want to acknowledge who I know Carolyn is on the line, I believe, that the CyberForce program is built out of the Department of Energy's Office of Cybersecurity, Energy Security, and Emergency Response, which is gratefully a mouthful. So it's CSER for short, along with many of the other Department of Energy offices that assist with this initiative. This really is a very large Department of Energy workforce development effort. So it does not go without saying that they are working together to make this happen for all of our collegiate students. So overarching in the CyberForce opportunities, most of you are well aware of that CyberForce competition is the main competition and quite frankly, what started the whole program. The CyberForce competition is going into its 8th iteration this year in 2022, and it started in 2016. And we'll go over that a little bit more here in a few minutes. Conquer the Hill series started in 2021. I'm gonna start freaking out on my numbers here. That has 2 different sub components to it. And again, we'll go through that. We largely have a virtual career fair that used to be connected, an in-person, I guess, career fair with the CyberForce competition. When we moved, obviously, to a virtual competition due to the pandemic, we moved to the virtual career fair, which quite honestly allows the students, the employers, the ability to really outreach to everyone. So that's kind of become more of a staple as a virtual career fair. And then we have the webinar series here, which are sometimes a geared, pointed webinar series that we have. And again, feel free to add chat, comments, questions along the way. So the CyberForce program or CyberForce competition, the purpose behind it for those, again, that have not either been to the CyberForce 101 or have never participated before, is really to provide our collegiate students with a cyber physical, hands-on, realistic, energy-based, I know that's a lot of words put together, but scenario to secure and defend lifelike infrastructure against play adversaries. What I like to explain best to new faculty members that are interested in having their students sign up, or when I'm talking to potential new universities that are interested in coming, is CyberForce program is trying to supplement what universities tend to do really well, which is universities tend to really train well on the information technology realm and how cybersecurity does great, and how do we build firewalls and all that. CyberForce looks at the operational technology side. So we're trying to give them a really quick crash course in infrastructure in regards to specifically the energy sector. And how do we think through the threats that are there? How do we potentially look at how to actually harden and defend? by utilizing semi-realistic constraints, so that thinking through in an industrial control system, students can't just come in and say, well, let's just upgrade the system. It's not something that can actually happen. So we provide everyone with a base level, and we move forward kind of with having students act as the defenders. We have volunteers that are the actual attackers, and throughout the day, it's an 8-hour competition. Obviously, the goal at the end of the day is to build the pipeline of qualified candidates that are obviously needed positions in our energy sector, national labs, and industry as a whole. The number still is right around 500,000 of open cybersecurity positions within the United States alone. And so that number, if we're ever going to try to reduce that gap, we really need to start thinking through how do we get better and more qualified candidates. So to just quickly understand the CyberForce competition, I know this has been ad-libbed a bit, and I'm sure people might notice it. But so blue teams are your college students who are on teams. They are the defenders. Those teams are 4 to 6 students, and they're defending their energy critical infrastructure against the red team, who are attackers. Red team is our volunteers who typically come from industry, national labs, the National Guard, people from specific like red team penetration companies from the federal government, wherever. And their role is obviously to kind of try to take down the infrastructure of the blue team throughout the day. The white team is us as national lab administrators of the competition. We keep in regular contact with everyone throughout the competition to ensure the well-being, that rules are followed and whatnot. The green team is the users. So the fun thing about CyberForce is that you can't just keep your system hardened to the greatest ability to ensure and thwart off the red team. You have to also think through, how do I secure my system enough, but also still allow my users to use my system? And users, it could be your owners, operators of your system. So you can't just implement, well, we had a 10 password requirement. You have to put 10 passwords in or 10 keywords before you can actually get in. That's nearly impossible for a user to actually do. So we kind of thwart what's the best roundabout scenario to actually get your security in line, but also keep red team from gaining access. And then orange team, for our color schemes here, is our C-suite. So I will be quite frank, I come from the business arena, so this is partially my doing for those that sign up for CyberForce and absolutely cannot stand that we do this. I believe in soft skills help make us a well-rounded community. And so the C-suite is our communications piece for CyberForce. This is where you'll actually have to have a conversation / really making a video in regards to a very technical problem that occurs, but you have to explain it to non-technical people. And that is a skill that not many people have, and we're trying early to have you understand how to communicate, one, with the appropriate executive levels and managers and whatnot, who may not understand technical information, and two, to also just be able to understand the audience in which you're communicating. Some people are more interested in money. Some people are interested in a return on investment. Some people are more interested in actually like what happened and how are we fixing it. Some people don't want to know about the issue until after it's been fixed. So understanding who you're actually talking to. So besides students, which obviously the competition is largely geared towards, we obviously can't make any of that happen without having volunteers. And so we graciously always look for volunteers, which we have a red team, which is typically looking for a technical kind of background. This means that we are looking for people who are, and as my computer screen starts to get a little dark here on me, I'm gonna figure it out. All right. The team will comprise of individuals that are obviously some sort of technical background, ideally either in some sort of penetration testing, or at least you have the basics of understanding what you're looking for either in industrial control systems or general IT systems. because we do have obviously both flavors throughout the competition. Their primary goal is obviously to disrupt the system, and we have various opportunities from just practicing and building out vulnerabilities, and also then actually the day of competition. So we do ask that red team volunteers be available on November 4th and 5th. The 4th is a setup day, but it really ensures that the red team members are available and they are ready to go for the 5th right away. And that just kind of makes sure that we have everyone available. And that if we're missing anyone, we can double check and make sure we move people around for the next day. For those that are non-technical, or maybe you cannot devote 16 hours of your life to this, which we totally understand, Green Team is available. That's those users and operators. Those are ultimately the highest skill you need to know is how to turn on a computer and use email, a website, which all of us know how to do. We look for that volunteer time on November 5th, which again can be done in person or remotely, and each time is roughly 2 hours. We kind of ask for your preference of a morning or an afternoon, and then you get handed kind of a rough number of teams to test out their systems. Let's see if I can figure out where my mouse went here. Then we have a scoring documentation and a C-suite panel scoring opportunity. So those are both available as scoring opportunities. I would suggest for anyone who's interested, do not sign up for both. Pick one or the other because they do kind of run concurrently. So is it concurrently? Well, I guess whichever word that is. This is where I'm at on a Wednesday evening. But I would pick one or the other. Do not pick both. So the security documentation for students who are unaware, you do have to provide ahead of the competition an outline of your security documentation. So you have to provide what did you find, how did you defend it, or what did you find and how would you defend it in the event that you aren't unable to actually do something with it. And that it needs to be provided and turned in ahead of time. One less thing that you have to worry about. As a volunteer who's looking to help with grading the security documentation, we do provide templates to the students, and we also provide you with a rubric and how to grade. So you're not kind of grading in the dark. C-suite panel, again, the students I mentioned, that's going to be where you're going to provide a video in regards to, again, talking to a non-technical audience, typically about a technical situation. And your primary goal right there is to really kind of provide some sort of defensible and meaningful feedback to teams on regards to the rubric, and that's for the actual volunteers. Again, both of those are roughly 16 hours, depending on the total number of teams that do turn that in, which again, there's some incentive this year for teams to turn both of those in. So what's next? So I quickly run as fast as I can through some of that, but obviously CyberForce Competition is huge. So our next CyberForce Competition is November 4th and 5th this year. I know a lot of people kind of push back on me when I say 4 and 5. So 4th is our prep day. When we were in person, we used to always have people come in person on the day before to set up so they knew what the network was like, the competition space looked like, and whatnot. This year, we're running hybrid. So we have a both in-person and virtual option. Obviously, I would love to see more teams come in person because I would love to be able to see you all. And I also would love to see volunteers back in person. I understand that that's not in everyone's budget or availability or comfort level yet, but the 4th is really there for people to set up and also to be able to check in and ensure, just like with the red team, that teams are ready to go, that if there's any questions, that those are answered the day before, and that on November 5th, we're not trying to answer questions on that 23rd hour right before the competition starts. There's too many things that are happening that if something is to go wrong, I just cannot guarantee that we can answer it for you before the competition starts. So that's what that 4th is for. I want to remind everyone that there is prep work prior to the competition, contrary to many other competitions. I don't want to make that sound like, oh man, can we do it or not? We give everyone in the CyberForce competition 3 weeks to review their infrastructure. That's so very different than any other competition out there. Most competitions, you get your infrastructure either the day you show up to your competition or maybe the day before. We're giving you 3 weeks, 3 weeks to think of a strategy, 3 weeks to look through everything, 3 weeks to take into account whatever you want to do. At the end of the day, do you have to be staring at those for 3 weeks? No, we totally understand. Get you're in school. School is most important. But equal to it, understand that the amount of time that you do put into that competition is equal to what you get out of it. So even if you do decide, I only have a week to look at it, make that week count for you. Registration's open now for both volunteers and students. It's open until September 30th at 11:59 Pacific time. I don't know if it's daylight standard, whatever time zone that is at this point, but it's open until the very end of the day on September 30th. That following week, teams will all be notified of their acceptance or if we have to be waitlisting teams. As I mentioned, this is a team competition again this year, so teams do need to be 4 to 6 for collegiate students from the same college. So you can't join a team from a different college if you don't attend it. So I'm going to quickly run through some of our other things, and as I mentioned, we'll jump back to questions that you may have on the physical CyberForce competition. So the Conquer the Hill series started in 2021 as an additional way to actually add to the CyberForce portfolio. The Conquer the Hill series will remain virtual, and it's also our individual portion of the CyberForce program. So for those people that are either not keen on teams, they are from a smaller university, or their university doesn't have a cybersecurity program, and so it would be really hard to get a full team together. The Conquer the Hill series is definitely for you. Currently, we have 2 subsets of Conquer the Hill, Adventurer and Reign. So Adventurer is a Jeopardy-style anomaly competition. So for those that participate in CyberForce, take our anomalies and put them into a Jeopardy style. It's individual, virtual based, as I mentioned. Students work through roughly an 8-hour competition of various tasks. So once again, this will be on a Saturday to not oversee any particular work or school tasking that's going on. Reign is our cyber escape room, again, individual, virtual based, where a student will work to traverse through a multi-layered escape room. And in order to actually get to the next level, you have to complete tasks. Those tasks could be mathematics, forensics, coding, understanding basic computer science questions, and whatnot. So those are our 2 Conquer the Hills. The last one, Reign, just occurred here in August, and we'll actually be looking to highlight and show everyone that at the in-person CyberForce competition in November. Our virtual career fair, as I mentioned, is open to all that participate in any of our CyberForce programs. So if you participated in Reign, if you participated in Adventure, if you had participated in CyberForce, if you participated in a webinar, you get an invitation to our virtual career fair. The virtual career fair this year is on Wednesday, October 12th from 1 to 4 p.m. Central Time. You do not need to be on for the full 3 hours. I know some people ask that because they know school or work or whatnot. Again, the virtual career fair is meant to be an opportunity for you to connect with our sponsors and industry, national labs, other universities that are interested in kind of understanding where you're at, what you're doing. And this includes internships, full-time opportunities, and whatnot. So again, if you're interested in taking part, this will all be done early. The other thing I'll add is I know last year we did this after the competition. This year we moved it ahead of the competition, in part so that students didn't feel so rushed post-competition, as well as we also know the holidays are in there. And so I know midterms, finals are all there. So in order to just kind of ensure that students had plenty of time to really breathe throughout the semester or quarters, we opted to move it up a little earlier. And then we have our webinar series, which like this, throughout the year, the program kind of holds various webinars to acclimate students with the program, particular competitions, or we hold special webinars about topics that are just something frequent in the news. Our webinars are open to all in the public, so you're always free and welcome to actually invite members from your school, your friends, your family, your grandmas, your grandpas, someone from work. They're all open to the public. We also hold smaller webinar series that are competition specific. We typically call those fireside chats, and those are only open to competitors for those competitions. But obviously when we send those out, they're sent out with the to just the competitors at that particular time. Whew. So I know I ran through some of that in the end there fairly quickly, but I did want to make sure I left plenty of time to answer questions. I just have to throw my normal acknowledgements in there so I don't get scolded. But I'm going to stop sharing. I'm going to allow people to like unmute if you have questions. But is there any questions that people have for me? Or in general that I can answer? Maybe, maybe not. Quiet bunch today. When is the next individual competition? So we usually do the Conquer the Hill series in the springtime and summertime to provide kind of enough time difference between the CyberForce competition and then the buildings of the next Conquer the Hills. So usually that will fall in the kind of near the end of school year for one of them, and then the mid to late summer for the second one. While we understand that's again off season because we're individual for those, we kind of lean to what the students that have available are to those competitions. So we don't have a specific date yet. Of course. So I know that there was another question that come in based on registration that had said if you got an invitation to this or signed up, did that mean that you were accepted into the CyberForce competition? That does not mean that you got the email from me on Monday that said, hey, we have 2 webinars this week, one that was Monday from Jeannie and one that was today's Wednesday. That does not mean that you were accepted into the CyberForce competition. While I wish that were the case, obviously registration is still open for the next 16 days. The in-person competitors, those that are planning to be on site for CyberForce, we are looking to try to, obviously, as Jeannie had mentioned, those room blocks are only open for a certain period of time. So we are kind of doing a split registration. So those that sign up for the on-site, they're getting kind of a rolling acceptance, and the virtual will then, once 9:30 hits, we'll go through those and we'll work through that. So please don't feel like we're ignoring people. We are definitely reviewing all of the registrations, but we want to be mindful of people who are obviously needing to book travel. Can a team be split between in-person and virtual, say 4 students in person and 2 virtual? That's a great question. And quite honestly, I'd not even thought about that. I don't see why not. If that's the way the team would like to go, it would just be a logistical, I guess, agreement between your team on how you'd like to work that. But I would say yes, if your team would like to have some people in person and there was a few folks that just were unable to come or didn't feel comfortable, you would be welcome to have some virtual. I hope my overlords don't get mad at my answer for that. Of course, James. Any other questions? You guys all seem really quiet tonight. Maybe it's just Wednesday. Nope, nothing else from anyone? Alrighty, well, in the event that you do think of another question, comment, thought, hopefully everyone knows my email by now, but if you don't, I can be reached one of two ways, and I'm pretty regularly quick to respond. My email for short is amanda@anl.gov. Or I can be reached at the CyberForce Competition at anl.gov. And I can put both of those in the chat for everyone. So it's super easy to get a hold of me. Otherwise, if there's nothing else, I will give everyone your 13 minutes of time back. I appreciate you all sticking around and hearing about the overarching program that this year. Again, we look forward to seeing what fiscal year, I guess, 2023 and calendar year 23 looks like. Obviously, we look forward to seeing those that are able to come in person for CyberForce, but also we look forward to chatting with those that are virtual for the CyberForce 2022 coming up here. If you need anything in the meantime, please feel free to reach out, but I hope you all have a great night. Thank you.